Alright, here we go. This is 3.1 worksheet. I'll go over some of these questions. Complete the sentence. Two lines that do not intersect and are also not parallel. So it's possible to have two lines that do not intersect or not parallel. These are called skew lines. Do an example of those down there. Which pair doesn't belong? So let's think. We got 2 and 3. We've got 4 and 5. We've got 1 and 8. We've got 2 and 7. Now one of these sets does not share, one of them shares a vertex. The other 3 does not share a vertex. Figure it out from there. It's 2 and 3. Next, it says your answer must contain point B in it. So if I wanted lines that are parallel to CD, so here's CD, and here's a parallel line that contains B, line BA. What about skew? Give me a line that is skew to CD, and that would be like this line right here. CD and this line are skew. They're not parallel. BA is parallel, and BF is skew. So neither parallel nor intersecting, like number 1. Neither parallel nor intersecting. You can do the rest from there. Alright, identify all pairs of angles that are corresponding. So 1 is in the same position as 5. 1 and 5. 3 is in the same position as 7. 2 is in the same position as 6. 4 is in the same position as 8. Corresponding. How about consecutive interior? That's same side. Sorry, the place I got this question from calls them consecutive. You'll hear them as consecutive. We call them same side. So let's do same side interior. So the interior angles are 3, 4, 5, and 6. 3 and 5 are same side interior. 4 and 6 are same side interior. There you have it. You can do the rest. Next. It says classify the angles as corresponding alternate interior, alternate. Okay. 5 and 1. So 5 and 1 are in the same position. We have this line, we have this line, and we have this transversal. 1 and 5 are corresponding. What about 6 and 13? 6 and 13. In this scenario, we've got this line, we've got this line, and this is your transversal. So 6 and 13 are on the interior of the blue lines, and it's on the same side of the orange line, so we're going to call those same side interior. Same side interior, or you could do SSI for same side interior. You do the rest. Next, how do you see it? Think of each segment in the figure as part of a line. Which lines are parallel to line NQ? So here's line NQ. There's actually 3 lines that are parallel. You got this line that's parallel, you got this line that's parallel, you got this line. Any of the vertical lines are parallel. Let's look at C. Which lines are skew to NQ? So we need not parallel, not intersecting. So this line is skew, this line is skew, and this line is skew, and this line is skew. So all 4 of these lines are skew to end. All 4 of these lines do not intersect this line, and all 4 of these lines are not parallel to that line. I think that's about it. Let's see what the rest is. Which pair of angles does not belong? We've got 1 and 3. We've got 2 and 4. We've got 2 and 3. We've got 1 and 5. So remember in the lesson when I did the hearts and stars thing? So it's like all of these angles are the same, and and all of these angles are the same, two and four are both hearts, so they're the same. 1 and 3 are both stars, so they're the same. 1 and 5 are both stars, so they're the same. 2 and 3 is a heart and a star. So that's the one that's different. Those are supplementary. All the other ones are congruent. Those are supplementary. Next. If I know this angle, because the lines are parallel, I can translate this info down to here. So this is 150. This has to be 150. 150. And this has to be 150. In fact, I can do the rest. This is also 150. That's 30. That's 30. That's 30. That's 30. Why 30? Because these add up to 180. They have to. So do the rest of those. Next, over here. What's the relationship between 2x and 128? This is obtuse. This is obtuse. They're both obtuse angles. In this situation, all the obtuse angles are the same, all the acute angles are the same, and an obtuse and an acute add up to 180. So in this picture here, the relationship is that 2x is equal to 128, and therefore x is equal to 64. 2 times 64 is 128. 128, 128. Whereas here, this angle is acute, this angle is obtuse. They are not equal. We do not use the equal sign. What we do here is you add them together to make 180. 72 plus 24 is 96. Subtract the 96 to get 84, divide to get 12. Okay, now do the rest. For this one, what's the relationship between 65 and this angle? This is acute, this is obtuse. They are not equal. They add up to 180. Over here, obtuse, acute, not equal, adding up to 180. Let's keep going here. Let you work on that one. So here's angle 1. We got 2. These are all parallel. So that means this could be translated to here, which can be translated here. So not only that this is 133. Look at this Z right here. Alternate interior angles. This is also 133. And this is obtuse, this is acute. These have to add up to 180. So that makes this, what is that, 57. And this is also 57. And here's another Z right here. So that makes this 57. What's the relationship between 133 and 57? They add up to 180. Look at number 13. Describe and correct the error. 9 and 10. They said 9 and 10 are corresponding, which is true. They're in the same position. They also said that 9 is congruent to 10. Is 9 congruent to 10? That depends on if these lines are parallel. Are these lines parallel? It doesn't say. So can we say that 9 is congruent to 10? No, we can't. We cannot say that 9 is congruent to 10 because the lines are not parallel. 22, this is a tough one. This is going to take a little bit of algebra for this one. And we see lines are parallel, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to use this and this. So we've got an obtuse angle, we got an acute angle. An obtuse and an acute make 180 degrees. So here's an equation. 2y plus 2x plus 12 equals 180. That's a true equation. That's this right here. Then we also have over here, same idea, parallel. We've got an obtuse angle. We've got an acute angle. these two add up to 180. So 4x plus y plus 6 is equal to 180 degrees. From here, what we can do is we can clean this up. So clean it up. We've got 2x, we've got 2y, we've got 12. I'm going to bring the 12 over the 180. So 180 minus 12 is 168. For this one, let's clean this up. We've got 4x, we've got y. Bring the 6 over. So 180 minus 6, 174. Alright, now what I want to do, I want to make these so that they eliminate. Should I eliminate the x's? Or should I eliminate the y's? It doesn't matter. Let's eliminate the x's. In this case, I'm going to take this top equation and multiply it by 2. So 2 times 2 is 4x, 2 times 2 is 4y, and 2 times 168 is 2 times 168 is 336. The bottom equation, I'm going to keep it as that. This is called a system of equations. Now we've done a couple of these so far. Now what I can do is I can take this and I can subtract. So 4 minus 4 is nothing, which is why I multiply the top by 2 so that I get a 4 here. 4 minus 4 is nothing. 4 minus 1 is 3. 336 minus 174 is 162. So now I can divide the 3 and I get 54. Now I got to go figure out what x is. As soon as I figure out what x is, I got the equation solved for. So if I know that y is 54, I can just take it right back over here. 4x plus 54 plus 6 is 180. So this is now 60. Take the 60 over, subtract 60, you get 120, and x is equal to 30. That was a system of equations. That's quite a bit of algebra going on there. And then last thing, it says, if 4 is congruent to 5, I'm going to mark that in my picture, and SE bisects RSF, so this angle is congruent to this angle, find the measure angle 1. Alright, well here's the deal. If these are parallel, we have a Z right here. So that makes this angle equal to this angle. And likewise, if this is parallel to this, we've got corresponding angles here, which makes this angle equal to this angle. And if this is bisecting, then this angle is equal to this angle. So what we have here are, we ended up with 3 congruent angles, and they make 180 degrees. So this is 60, 60, and 60 degrees. Alright, so that was the homework. The main idea of the homework, I would say, would be like these questions right here. Can you tell when to equal the angles and when to add them to make 180? If they're both obtuse, they're equal. If they're both acute, they're equal. If one is acute and one is obtuse, then they add up to 180. Alright, your quiz will be very similar to this sort of question, which is coming up.